In this video, I'm going to talk some more about the issues that I've discovered at our office complex, and that does not just include the parking issues. But yeah, one would ask a question: when did you come to know that things are happening this way? Well, end of 2022, the builder called a meeting, and many members attended that meeting. Supposedly, it would be called an AGM. So all of us met, and the builder said, we are handing over the matters of maintenance and this and that. We are making a management committee and so on and so forth. So he said, okay, we are handing over, and the committee was made, and I was made a member of that committee. And fine. So I said, wow, now this is an opportunity to do something. We've been facing parking issues for long, at least my guests, my visitors, and it's true for some other members also, or maybe most of the members. I don't know. Each can say for himself or herself. But yeah, I thought that, now one can do something. Now one can, come together and figure out ways to handle this thing. And that is when I started studying as to what are the provisions, what are the rules and regulations stipulated by the government, what are the guidelines given by the government to handle such matters. And surprise, surprise, I came to know all these things. It would be quite a thing to tell you that from 2011 and 2022, when supposedly the handover was done, we've not been shown any accounts by the builder. No, we've not had a look at accounts for any of the years from 2011 and 2022. That's right. And all right, so when the handover took place, nothing was handed over really, except a few things, but nothing really was handed over. By that, what I mean is that the accounts were not shown. I don't know if the chairman and secretary did get to have a look at any accounts of the previous years, because when I asked them, they've refused, and they've asked me to approach the builder if you want to have a look at the accounts of earlier years. So that's where it stands. My sense is that accounts have not been maintained. As part of handover, the chairman and secretary, so-called chairman and secretary, might have received some documents and this and that. I don't. They've not even shared the list of the documents that they've received, because the most basic and important documents that I've asked for, they say that you would have to approach the builder. We've only been given the charge, whatever the meaning of charge is. What is the meaning of charge if you've not been given basic documents to handle, fundamental documents that you're supposed to have a look at carefully? So that's what has happened. That is when I came to know about these parking issues. That is when I also came to know that these are the laws, these are the guidelines, rules and regulations, looking at which all residential complexes or business complexes or commercial complexes need to govern themselves with. So that's that. So I came to know in 2022, starting of 2023. That's when I came to know. That's a good 12 years after 2011. Wow. And the great part about this, actually, since I did not pay for a so-called allotted paid parking, because obviously it had to be paid out of the books, which means it wouldn't be recorded in the books or on the paper. The allotment of parking wouldn't be recorded anywhere on the papers. For whatever reason, maybe I didn't have the money, or maybe I had the money but I did not have the inclination to pay at that time. So I did not pay. So luckily or inadvertently, I find myself on the right side of the law, and whomever the builder may have asked for earlier for certain monies, for these so-called allotted parkings, but without putting anything on paper or anything in the books. So when these guys paid all that money for all those allotted parkings, of course that was beyond the law, or that was not legal. That process, that transaction was not legal, and therefore they're not on the right side of the law. So in fact, they should be fighting the builder for having done all this, for having followed a process which does not follow the rule of law. Instead, what is happening is that these two factions, people who did not pay the money for illegally allotted parkings, are fighting people who've paid for the illegally allotted parkings. In fact, in both the cases, it's the builder who's messed up. It's primarily it is his error, or it is his mistake, or it is his doing. Why are these two groups of members who've purchased properties fighting? It's just that maybe guys like me are slightly weaker in terms of what? I don't know. But in terms of networks and relationships, or wealth maybe, monies maybe. We guys stand on the weaker side, and the builder is the most powerful in that sense. And these guys therefore want to stay friendly with the builder instead of questioning him or asking him in any way. And therefore, they end up fighting with us as if we've done something wrong. We've not done anything wrong. So the other members who paid for these illegally allotted parkings are fighting us. And they're not fighting the more powerful entity. So is that laziness? Is that fear? What is that? Or is that like they have such precious and deep relationships with the builder? I don't know. What's going on? Why aren't they questioning him? And why aren't they listening to the fact that these are the laws and these are the rules and regulations of the government? All of this is very strange. What do I even say? It feels absurd actually on occasions, but then that's how things are. That's what you land yourself in. And that is what I think they mean, that ignorance of the law is not an excuse, but then ignorance of the law is not an excuse that applies to each and every one that is a part of this. I've tried making them aware. They should try to make themselves aware too. Maybe they are aware, maybe they have consulted some people in the know, and maybe they do know what's the actual situation. But it's just that